Attention, man, this ain't the first take. We ain't drink champs, so no nightcaps in the first place. Keep your bar stoop, Dre and Dolly up and at 'em. This ain't the odd couple. But on the double, they get at 'em from the hood. Call your own files, but only if you bleeding. Climbing chimneys for all the smoke. This coming this evening. That's just a couple shows that my thoughts competing with. We go back like the hairline on Stephen Smith.
What up, what up, what up, though?
What up, though?
This your man Dolomite.
Franciscus Mills.
Here to give you that hood perspective, baby, straight from the hood where it's good, and we always keep it understood, you know?
Straight up.
What up, though, my
What
baby?
up, Dolly?
You been missing in action for
Yeah,
a few
man.
days,
Yeah, man. I apologize to you and the audience.
Man, you ain't got to apologize,
Yeah, man,
bro.
but
You was handling your business.
Right. I mean, but still, this is a cherished time, you know, that I spend with you all to come out here and do this podcast. And I appreciate you having me on here.
Most definitely.
And it's all love.
Like, we missing our man Dre today. He had personal business to take care of. Salute, bruh. Salute to this young soldier out there. Daddy went to go take care of him.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, man, let me get these birthday shout-outs out the way right quick, man. We got my man David Turner Bay. Happy birthday, David. Salute. We got Jerry Long. Happy birthday, Jerry Long. Salute. We got Darren King.
Happy birthday, King.
Salute. We got Trinice Whitney, Tyler, that's my cousin in Louisiana.
Happy birthday, cuz.
Salute. We got Julian Flint.
Happy birthday, Julian.
Salute. We got Keith Smith. Happy
birthday, Keith.
Salute. We got Michelle Knight.
Happy birthday, Michelle.
Salute. We got Monique Butler.
Happy birthday, Monique.
Keep doing what you're doing, too. We got Travis Bay. Happy
birthday, Travis.
Salute. We got Kay Benson. Happy birthday, Kay. Salute. We got Darius DeLon Lunday. Happy birthday, Darius. Salute. We got Rhonda Hawkins Newton. Happy birthday, Rhonda. Salute. We got Christopher Whitehead, happy birthday, Chris. Salute. We got Lorenzo Adams, happy birthday, Zoe. Salute. We got Lamont Brentley, happy birthday, Lamont. Salute. We got Fred Proctor, happy birthday, Fred.
I'm Fred Proctor.
We got Ray Crouch, happy birthday, Ray. Salute. We got Tamara Oliver, happy birthday, Tamara. Salute. We got Ursula Jackson, happy birthday, Ursula. Salute. We got Nate Fowler, happy birthday, Nate. Salute. We got Marquita Clay, my cousin. Happy birthday, Marquita. Salute. We got Michael Smith. Happy birthday, Mike. Salute. We got Anthony King. Happy birthday, Ant. Salute. That's y'all Fisherman next. Salute. We got Tony Dooley. Happy birthday, Tony. Salute. We got Tracy Simmons. Happy birthday, Tracy. Salute. Well, that ends the birthday shout-outs today.
Happy birthday.
That's right. Next year be the same way. You know, if Lord willing, we'll all be back here same day, same time, saying these birthday shouts out.
That's right. That's right.
Salute to you all.
Happy birthday.
Man, let's start with these playoffs, man. Oh, my goodness, bro.
What can you do? What can you do? I mean, you go, the Rams.
Rams lost to the Eagles.
Right.
And that was a good game. That was a good game, real good game, man. I mean, the Rams gave all they could give, and they fell short, you know, and they had a good season, man.
Well, they had a good season. They had, you know, Matt Stafford. I mean, they made it good enough to make the playoffs. But Philadelphia, just the offensive line was dominant, right?
Yeah.
They played in the snow, and then you had Saquon do his things.
Yeah.
If they could have corralled Saquon there at the end, even throughout the whole game.
They had him on locks during the whole game.
Well, I mean, at the end,
in the end, that's when he performed.
Right, he performed. They stepped up. You know, they stepped up and won the game, and
they dug down deeper than the Rams had.
That's right. That's right. I thought the Rams performed well in the snow, though. You know, for them playing out in California, a
lot of them players, you know, they from the north. You got a lot of them from the south too. But
right.
You know, playing football and then you going to college, you playing in all these different states, so you got to get accustomed to that weather, baby. I love to play in the snow and the rain.
Oh yeah.
I loved it. That was the best time to get your hits on.
That's right. Know? That's right. That's right. I always liked it when it got cold because it really separated the players who really wanted it.
The men from the Bulls.
And the guys that was out there just to put the uniform on.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So I think Philadelphia, to me, they had it. I mean, they just had it over them, and they're a better team. Hurts. They just had a better team.
Salute to you guys, man.
That's right.
Now to the Lions, man. Oh my goodness. I'm hurting still, y'all. I'm hurting. You can play the violin for me, all that. I'm hurting, But hey, then, man, what you got to say, Mo?
Well, on here a few weeks back, when they lost to the Bills, to me, I mean, you had to kind of see this coming, right? When they lost to the Bills, when the Bills came here and beat us, and I was like, look, has the Lions peaked?
You didn't say that, yeah.
Remember that? And so, you let the season progress. They did win some more games, but I think there was a lot found out about the NFC North.
Yeah.
Minnesota, like you said, was trash, right?
I mean, Sam Darnold.
Sam Darnold.
I mean, that was his best. This was his best season since he's been an NFL player.
I agree.
He's never did nothing.
Right.
Nothing.
Right. And with that being said, then you had Green Bay. They got put out, right? And the Bears are the Bears. So, I mean, the NFC North did win a lot of games this year, and you can't take that away from them. But if you just look at it holistically now, all of them are at home.
Right.
And then that being said, so the Lions going into that game, their defense was just depleted.
But do you think they was rust? It was rust because they had 2 weeks off prior to that.
I think it would probably been an even worse showing if they had playing. Yeah, if they had not even had to bye. I mean, you got to think about it. I mean, now one thing about Dan Campbell, he's going to bring the toughness out in those guys. He's going to bring the grit. I think that's the best game that the team could have played. Now, you just look at it, what happened in the game. Yeah, 5 turnovers, right? So you're looking at the game, the Lions, it's 7-3. You can go up 14-3. But they did the same thing that they did last year. They chose to put the ball in Jared Goff's hands. Out in San Francisco, this whole second half, they decided they're going to throw the ball.
When you got Sonic ripping off 10 to 15 yards of carry every play.
Right.
Why? Why would you? Now, Knuckles, don't get me wrong, he had a couple of good runs, but it was slow for him during the game. So they relied on Gibbs to run the ball. And Gibbs performed what he was supposed to do.
So then you have to look at the coaching. Right. What do you think the players would have done?
Now, you think Ben Johnson did that because he knew he was late?
Well, I think Ben Johnson did that for the same reason why he did what he did the second half in San Francisco last year. Yeah. He's an offensive coordinator. He's an offensive guru, and to me, he wanted to take him by surprise. I want to surprise. No, there's no need to surprise anyone. Hand the ball off.
Play him straight up.
Play him straight up. Beat him.
That's right.
Beat him.
Ain't no trick plays in here.
No, ain't no trick plays in here. And I think that's part of the reason why, they lost that game. Was because of the play calling. You take the interception that J-Mo threw. Why are you having a receiver throw the ball?
Don't throw the ball.
No, don't throw the ball. Don't throw the ball. So ultimately what happens, he fumbles the ball, Commanders get the ball, go down, punch it in, score a touchdown.
Right.
But you cannot, and then also too, you cannot overlook the brilliance of Jaden Daniels. Daniels.
Salute to you, young brother.
Straight up.
Straight dog.
Louisiana.
Ain't no doubt.
Straight up. Here it is. It was like he went in that game. He had the answers to the test. That's an excellent job of coaching on Quinn. I mean, they trusted this guy all the way around from the beginning to the end.
Yes, sir.
When they were blitzing, he would take the check down. Especially when he threw there was a 60-yard touchdown to McLaurin on the outside. Yeah. They were outnumbered. It was like, man, but that goes a testament to how smart he is, his upbringing, the class that he has, that he walks around with.
I mean, it's the same thing. I ain't gonna say the same thing that C.J. Stroud did last year, but it's similar. But he is a little bit more advanced than C.J. Stroud.
Oh, yes, definitely.
Long as you keep good players around this young man, sky's the limit, baby.
That's right. And they're going into Philadelphia this week. So I believe that, hey, You stop him. How can you? I mean, you gonna.
And that's what we couldn't do. Stop Jayden Daniels. I mean, any look. He was ripping off 10 yards a carry.
Right. Well, I mean, so then that too, you go back to they had peaked. Now, if you had that defense prior to the Buffalo game in this game here, the Lions probably would have fared a lot better. But it's the nature of how Dan Campbell, the head coach, plays football. You don't have to beat people in the ground. You should have. You looking back, and I'm sure hindsight is 2020. He should have put in his second team when they were up 10, 15, 20 points. Pull your starters out. Put your second team in there. Then that way they can get experience. They can understand how to win.
Right, right.
So you fast forward to this week, and literally they were saying on TV. You have guys come in on Sunday or Monday. They're playing on Sunday. So their bodies aren't ready to play football,
right.
Especially not in a playoff game. Mm-hmm. In the playoffs, it's totally different than the regular season.
Now, what I'm saying is like, you think of Hutch, McNeil, Mosley, these guys back, would have been there this game. We know it's hypothetically speaking. But do you think it would have been a different game?
I think it would have been a lot closer. But the X factor is, well, I say the subtract factor is Jared Goff. You cannot, okay, so think about it like this.
Yeah.
You got a guy, your quarterback, quote unquote, the most important position on the field, take you to a Super Bowl, then you turn around and trade him. Right, so
that's a lot to say.
That's what the Rams did.
Yeah.
So obviously, on some level, you trade a guy. I mean, when you trade a guy, you be like, well, we can't use this guy. So I mean,
that's it.
He's a problem. It says a lot. It says a lot. So for him to
I bought into it this year, man. I bought into Jared Goff's, play, and man.
Well, I mean, Jared Goff, Jared Goff really is a backup.
He got shook.
Right. I mean, but that's. I mean, but what I'm saying is that's what the Rams did. He's our starter, but do you think he would have started on the Rams?
Nah.
Obviously
Matthew
not.
Stafford is better than Jared Goff. I've been saying
Matthew Stafford would have won that game.
Been here.
Matthew Stafford would. That was a terrible pick six. You throw a pick six, you fumble the ball, then you throw other interceptions. Come on, man. I think that was their problem. They would have played a lot better. You can't give a team in the regular season 5 turnovers, more or less, much less the playoffs, and expect to win.
We got lucky when we gave all them turnovers. Who do we play? Was it Seattle or the Titans?
I think it was Seattle.
When he threw 5 interceptions.
And then still won the game.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, man.
I mean, you in playoff play contention right now, that don't work. Because everybody's good where you're at.
Right. And that's his glitch. Like Jameson has a glitch. Jared Goff has a glitch. He just gave it up. Throw it through. That was terrible. Then pick six. Then I think they reeled him in on that point.
Yeah.
They stopped throwing the ball as much. And I think he was concussed too.
Yeah.
When
my man ran him straight to the ground.
Oh yeah. He was concussed on that. And I think that's really what changed the whole dynamic of the game right there.
Yes, sir. Even when he fumbled, because my man came from the blind side, boom, hit him and knocked the ball out.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, the offensive line. I mean, they played the best they could. For what it's worth, the defense really, and they gave up 45 points. But 5 turnovers.
Right.
They scored a touchdown off the first one. Then they got a field goal.
Right.
So you're negative 20 points right there.
They scoring off of your foul ups.
Right.
And then look, this year we have 22 free agents. How many you think they're gonna keep? And you gotta best believe there's some good ones out there that's free agents. You got J-Mo, I think he's a free agent. You got 22 of them.
Okay.
22 of them.
Well, so now this is where the Lions are going to be successful at, because you have Brad Holmes making these decisions.
Right.
Think about it, how far we got this year in the playoffs with Brad Holmes. He's the one that's setting the table.
Right.
He's the one that's getting the players.
Exactly.
So I think it's going to be solid on that point. But the team, every year in the NFL, teams change. Even in college they change. But the NFL is going to change because you got to figure, you got your draft pick. You got a 53-man roster, right?
You got to pay that first draft pick.
Right. Well, just from a numbers standpoint, you're going to have to, you got 53 guys. So you're going to draft 6 of them at least, right? So 6 of the guys that was on the active roster this year not going to be here next year.
Exactly.
Right? And so you got to hope those guys that's coming in can contribute immediately and then fill out the spaces where the guys that you're going to have to let them go.
Like we had this year, Arnold, he came straight in.
Right.
A starter.
Right.
I mean, and beginning of the season, he was a little handsy. He got that took care of.
Right.
Robinson got hurt during this game. He's in there for Mosley, right?
Right.
McNeil, he's hurt. Hutch, he's hurt. Man, I don't know.
And then there's going to have to be some decisions made, but I believe Brad Holmes is going to field another playoff team next year. Here's the thing, though. Who's going to have the conversation with Dan Campbell, man? You're going to have to back up. This is 2 years. So when you look at it overall, the Lions rose. Last year, when they went to San Francisco, just from a football standpoint, they peaked last year in the NFC Championship game. Although they did get the bye this year, but they didn't benefit from it because they were hurt.
I don't think they needed the bye, man. That's to be honest. I think it hurted them more than
They needed the bye. They're hurt.
But I'm saying it hurt them more than it helped them. Because you have more rust. Guys been chilling at home, doing what they do. Man, I'm just saying that it kind of hurt them more than it helped them.
It may look like that, but if you got injured guys, you need to get them rest.
Yeah, exactly.
You need to get them rest. And then you got to be able to watch the film. And I'll tell you another thing, too. Really the number one issue is the Lions haven't seen anything like this offense all year. The last time the Lions saw anything like this is when they went out to Baltimore last year.
Right, with Lamar.
With Lamar Jackson. You saw what happened in that game. So when you look at the brand of football that's played in the NFC North, it's totally different because it's traditional football. Drop back, pass, handoff. That's just traditional football.
They had us in the West Coast for a minute, West Coast offense, that was in the 90s, which we're not a West Coast team, so why aren't you playing West Coast offense?
Right, exactly. Well, I mean, so in the NFC North, it's traditional football.
Right.
And so when you get with, quarterbacks like Lamar Jackson, Jaden Daniels, that's a totally different, and you don't even have your starters. Right, so I think that's why it could have been a lot worse. Think about it. You playing something that you have never even seen before in 6 days. So
we didn't get a sack on this young man.
No, I mean that's Jaden. Look, man, that kid is just something. When I was out there, man, his energy level is so high. His confidence is so high. I mean, it's just amazing.
And he's only 19, 20s?
Yeah, he came out early. He's a Heisman Trophy winner. So, I mean, come on, man. He's just different.
Yeah.
He's just different. And so the Lions, they got their work cut out for them, but I think going into next year, they'll be okay. But they're going to have to change their philosophy on how they play football, especially when it comes to how the defense plays.
So what you saying about the quarterback?
Well, I mean, you done signed him now. You done signed him, so what are you going to do? You know what I'm saying? What are you going to do, trade him?
Hey, they talking about getting rid of Dak, man.
Well,
they talking about letting him go, bro.
Well, I mean, look, man, when they signed Dak, I don't have nothing against Dak on a personal level, but he's not that guy. Dak Prescott got his yards.
Mediocre quarterback.
Yeah, he's a backup.
Yeah.
He's a backup. Jared Goff is a backup. The way that Prescott get his yards and touchdowns is at the end of the games. Typically, the Cowboys are down, defenses go prevent, they go soft coverage. Now he's dinking and dunking, going down the field, score a touchdown. Well, he's padding the stats. That's how they, that's how they play.
But you did say that the last time we was talking here on the set that you took Jaden Danielson.
Oh, yeah, man.
Well, I mean, I can understand you got drafted to Washington and all of that, but I understand that, but You didn't go with the hometown.
Well, you know, here's the thing. Now,
You didn't go with your heart. You said it's better.
hey, man, Jaden Daniels is on a whole different level.
Yes,
you know,
sir.
I understand football. I mean, sometimes your heart and your mind don't agree, right? And so being a part of that organization, being that they believed in me, they gave me opportunity to live out my dream,
Right.
you know, and living here in Detroit, I was pretty much torn. But they was the one that let me live my dream out.
Right,
so, you know, you just gotta, you know, at some point, you know, that's what you go with, you know, and I just believed in the team, you know. It's just, hey, man, Jaden Daniels, I mean, I went out there. I sat in the suites. You know, they gave me all the opportunities to be a part of the team. And they still, I mean, you know, they still, you know, get tickets, you know, so it's an affiliation there. You know, you can't, I mean, I wouldn't.
But you just think, 34 years ago, the same team knocked us out from going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I remember that day. It was a foggy day. John Riggins ran rampant on the Lions.
Yeah, man. You got to understand, man, Washington is a cornerstone NFL team.
Man, it holds, baby.
Right, and there's a lot of pride there, and you got to think about it. Now, so you talk about me, what do you think about Magic Johnson going out there? He played in state.
Yeah.
Right, he was the one that was cheering them on after they came out off the field.
Yes, sir.
You know, so it's about opportunity. And
Magic is the almighty dollar, baby.
Magic
got money everywhere.
Magic
Lakers,
is magical, man.
Coca-Cola. You know, Magic.
Yeah, the
Magic.
Dodgers.
Yes.
Right, right, MJR. Yeah, so he's a winner, man. He's a winner.
Yes, sir.
You know, and that's part of the reason why Ben Johnson to go out there. Remember, he said those are basketball guys. Remember that? Because he was up for the Commander's head job last year.
Yeah.
So now what? How? You know, now he's going over to Chicago. I think part of the reason why.
Organization.
Well, you know. The Bears is a cornerstone organization as well. They just been down for a couple of years. I think where they hit their roadblock is when they got rid of Lovie Smith. When they got rid of Lovie Smith, man, I think the football guys looked at it and it was like, that's wrong, you know?
Totally.
And so they've been struggling ever since. And so I think a part of the reason why Ben Johnson went over there, he wanted to show that Caleb Williams is better than Jaden Daniels, which I think is a exercise in futility.
Yeah, I think it's a lot.
It's not gonna happen.
I mean, Caleb Williams, bro, I've been saying, I mean, if you have been watching the show last year, I've been saying this dude was I mean, he was not that guy that they say he was.
He's not as poised.
No.
He's not as poised as Jaden Daniels.
I mean, he sat back there, he pet the ball too long. You gotta get rid of that ball. So time in your head, the 3-second rule, you got to have that ball gone.
It's gotta be gone. It's gotta be gone.
You know, and you know, everybody keep on, that's just rookie mistakes. No, that's supposed to be taught to you in college.
Early on. In Pee-wee.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
He's got some growing on. We all got growing to do.
And then he painted his fingernails.
Yeah, that's incredible right there, man. How do you get with that? How does that work? What does that part come in?
He painted his fingernails, man. That just threw me all off.
Yeah, me too.
New, different time.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So what you think about the Buffalo and the Ravens game?
Well, Lamar Jackson, they did not run any RPOs. Run pass option. It seemed like they went out and they changed their whole game plan.
Every year. It
It's
seemed like the same thing.
Like, why are you doing this? And then, how many carries did?
He only had 83 yards.
Yeah,
83 yards. 16 carries for 83 yards.
Yeah, that didn't make sense. They didn't make them stop them. You know, they didn't go out there and run their offense.
Right.
And Lamar comes out, throws an interception, then he has the fumble. But I mean, a lot of times you see that fumble, Lamar Jackson, he picks it up, makes something happen out of it.
Ain't no doubt.
But I just think that by them changing they didn't stick to what got them there.
Right.
That's the problem. They didn't stick to what got them there. It was new. It was just as new. And the Bills probably were feeling refreshed, like, oh, they're not running their stuff. They're just playing traditional football.
Right.
And that's how they ended up losing that game.
Hey, and Josh Allen, he proved that he's MVP, man. That game proved it to me that he was MVP. He ran through them guys to get in the end zone like they was butter, going through a hot knife going through butter.
Well, I can't discount it. I mean, he did beat Lamar Jackson. Statistically, he did beat him on the field. But the real MVP is Jayden Daniels.
That's it.
I mean, he's going to get Rookie of the Year hands down.
Most definitely.
But I think they kind of separate the two, which I really don't understand why, because you got a rookie that's in the NFC Championship game.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
I mean, you haven't had a rookie make it to the Super Bowl as a starter in NFL history.
There's only one, though, right? There's one.
Who's
With
that?
Dan Marino, right? Didn't he go to the Super Bowl his rookie year? That was the only time he went.
Mm-hmm.
Right, but that's the only time. Right. That's the only time. But he wasn't as prolific or had an impact like Jayden Daniels did.
Not at all.
Not at all. So yeah, he should get the MVP. He should get the Rookie of the Year. Any other offensive player of the year. All three of them should go to Jayden Daniels.
Yeah.
Because he not only went out there and changed the team, he changed the whole culture. He changed the whole thing about it.
Without a doubt.
But yeah, I think now, looking at it, they'll probably end up giving a Josh Allen MVP.
Dan Marino's second year.
It was the second year? Okay, yeah, so then it's his first year then. You're the only guy to ever do it.
Yeah.
The only guy. Come on, man. Who else does that?
Just something different. He's not gonna be that guy that just, I ain't gonna say CJ Stroud just flopped this year because CJ Stroud had a good year. But it's gonna nothing but progress, I think, with Jayden Daniels.
Well, Jayden Daniels,
because he has that run option or that run option to pass.
he
You
has
know
an
what I'm saying?
it factor.
Yes.
He's fast, he's strong, and he's smart.
Yes.
He has he has the tangibles and the intangibles.
In his interview at the end of the game, I think that was Erin, whatever her name is.
Erin Andrews?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had the interview with her, and he said straight up biblical stuff, not really realizing what he said, because they had to go back and look at the Bible verse and said he said the same exact thing as the Bible.
Well, growing up in Louisiana, man, you get that almost by default just because of the elders is there.
Right.
It's ingrained in the culture there.
Most definitely.
And when I heard that, when I realized that they were playing the Lions here, it's just Daniels in the Lions Den. Like, what happened to Daniel when they put him in the Lions Den? He prayed
That's
to
exactly
God.
exactly what it was about.
Right. He prayed to God that he protected him, and the Lions never touched him.
Exactly.
He said, "You believe in your God so much, we're gonna put you in here with these Lions."
Yeah.
He said, "All right," and he said at the end of the game, it was his. He said,
faith.
"I put faith in God."
Yeah.
Right. So it is what it is. He's just a guy.
Man.
And then there was one more playoff game, the Chiefs, right?
The Chiefs, yeah.
The Chiefs and the Texans.
Yeah. The Chiefs, man, I think it's gonna be a different story this year with the Chiefs and the Bills, man. I think the Bills is gonna beat the Chiefs.
Okay.
I really do. My man Cook was running his butt off for the Bills.
He was nice. He was handling his
Yes.
business. He was
Yes.
running the ball strong. But you can never count out the Chiefs, though, because the Chiefs play so much football.
Yeah.
They know how to win. And then, even Troy Aikman said, he was like, man, that wasn't no late hit. That wasn't no
I mean, it was a few calls that they
Right.
made on Texans for the Chiefs. But they said this. They said the Kobe thing. They said, was it? No, it was the Allen Iverson thing. When Allen Iverson said that the refs was cheap. They said that. The refs said, well, they knew whenever Allen Iverson played, we was gonna make the calls against him. Like when they start calling the carry. Yeah. That wasn't, the other refs wasn't doing it.
Right.
But these particular refs was doing it. Now, I think the same thing goes in football. That one ref, he got fired, but he was making mega bets. You know?
Well, you know, when you look at the game, and I really don't like it when referees throw flags that affects the game. It's just like when the Chiefs won the Super Bowl last year. He throws a flag. It's the last drive of the game. They throw a flag. Was it pass interference?
I think so.
mean, it wasn't. You can call pass
You
interference.
decide the games, man.
Right, you decide the games, but you can call pass interference or defensive holding on virtually every play.
Right.
Every play.
Every play.
Every play.
4 starts on my man on the Chiefs. He false start all the time. He get the head start off.
Right.
You know, it's like, and you don't call it.
You don't call it, yeah, and then you can see it on film. It's
Yes.
like, come on, you got to call the game level at least. Right?
Yes.
And then like that hit that they called, I was like, come on, they hit each other.
They hit each other. You're exactly right. They didn't even touch him. They went over top of him and hit each other. He heard the sound. Oh, that's
Right.
no. They didn't touch
They
him.
didn't touch him. They didn't even touch him. And the thing of it is, it's going to be difficult for the Bills to go out to Arrowhead, but it's doable.
Oh yeah,
It's doable.
Oh yeah, ain't no doubt.
You know, it's very doable, and so I think Josh Allen probably will get the MVP at this point because Lamar Jackson didn't do himself any favor.
Right.
And the Chiefs and the Bills. So who you got in the Super Bowl?
I'd say the Bills and Commanders. That's who I see. And in that game, Travis Kelce went over Jerry Rice's reception yards, playoff leader in NFL history receptions. He got 172. He's number 1, Jerry Rice number 2, Edelman number 3. Receiving yard, that's receptions. Receiving yards, Jerry Rice number 1, Kelce number 2, Edelman number 3, and then receiving TDs. Rice number 1 with 22, Travis Kelce 20, and for number 2, and Gronkowski with 15, number 3.
Right. Well, you know, Kelce is a tremendous talent. I mean, he's been playing tight end for years. He's a smart guy. He was once a quarterback.
Yeah.
So I think him and Mahomes, they really speak the same language.
You sure you didn't want to be a kicker?
Hey, hey, and
Like Eli Manning.
Right, Vinatieri.
Right.
You know.
Right.
But as time passes, all the records are gonna fall. Eventually, somebody will come and pass him
They
up.
made to be broke.
Right.
That's what they do.
But just as far, you looking at the best, if I was going to draft anybody off this list, on all of them between Kelce, Rice, Gronkowski, Edelman, I'm still picking Jerry Rice.
Ain't no doubt. All
You take
day.
your record. You know?
Edelman, now, don't get me wrong, Edelman was a beast. Gronkowski was a beast.
Right. I agree, no doubt.
Gronk was a monster.
He was. Okay. Mike McCarthy's departure from the Dallas Cowboys was reportedly due to a disagreement over the length of his new contract. However, other sources suggest that the team owner, Jerry Jones's plan to bring in Jason Witten as a coach in waiting may have also played a role in McCarthy's decision to leave. It's worth noting that McCarthy and the Cowboys couldn't agree on a contract extension, and Jones had intended to bring McCarthy back for the 2025 season. McCarthy has since drawn interest from other teams, including the Chicago Bears and other head coaching positions. Some insiders believe that McCarthy may have had leverage in negotiations, and his dispute might have been a deliberate choice rather than a mere contract dispute. Regardless of the reasons, McCarthy's exit has set off a ripple effect within the Cowboys organization with potential changes to the coaching staff and player personnel on the horizon.
And like everybody told us, everybody was saying that, Jerry Jones got rid of him. Nah, that man said no. Well, you're not going to bring in a waiting head coach on me.
What leverage does he have? I mean, when you think about it, it would be different if the Cowboys were winning, went to the playoffs, or even competitive. What leverage do you have? You're losing. We're losing.
You saying Jerry Jones or
Jerry Jones has all the leverage.
Right.
Where's the trophy?
Right.
Where's the playoff berth?
But with Jerry Jones, it really don't matter if you're a winner or not. But he got in contact with Deion Sanders, like I was telling you and Dre.
No doubt.
I was telling y'all that.
Hey, man, I don't doubt it. Deion is a winner.
But Deion is going to let it be known before he get there. Hey, Jerry, I know you the man. I know you own this boy. You hired me. But I'm the coach, and I'm a coach.
I believe it.
And let me coach.
You know what? At this point, ever since Jimmy Johnson left, one of the greatest coaches of all time, one of the best men. He left, fired. Either way, he's gone. All I'm saying is since his departure, they have not done anything. Well, they won that 1 year when they went on autopilot and won a Super Bowl with Switzer, right? That next year.
Yeah.
And ever since then, they've been below average.
Right.
They're the longest running team without making it to the NFC Championship game.
Sir. Yes, sir.
So McCarthy had no leverage.
Nothing.
I think the only part of the contract, when you look at it, the conflict was the head coach in waiting. And Jerry Jones probably like, look, this, because you think about it, Jerry Jones ain't no billionaire by accident, bro. He's no billionaire by accident. So who you think really had the leverage? We're losing. I'm going to give you 1 more year. I want you to train Witten because he's going to take your job. You got 1 more year to get us to the playoffs. And if you don't, you fire. He's like, well, I don't want to. No, okay, it's not a matter if you want it or not.
Right. You ain't proved nothing.
You ain't done nothing. You have not done anything.
Right.
The only way McCarthy would have had any type of leverage is if he had, in the eyes of Jerry Jones, I could imagine, is if he won a Super Bowl.
Right.
Or if you went to the NFC Championship game. Or if you even made the playoffs. Right? If you win, then that's your leverage. You're not winning.
No, with McCarthy, they didn't make the playoffs.
No, but they have not done anything. And they've lost.
That was with my man with the red hair.
That was Garrett.
Garrett, that when we played them and they cheated us at Dallas.
There it is. So, come on, McCarthy. I mean, I think that's kind of like saving face for him. Like, yeah, I walked out because they couldn't get it. What was in the contract? What was in the contract that you didn't like? You know what I'm saying? What couldn't you agree to?
Right, my man gonna give you a few meals, so you know what?
Right, he probably's like, look, you know what? I'm out. I don't want to coach. I don't want to. You training somebody to take your job.
Jason Witten is a fixture there, just like Michael Irvin, Tony Dorsett.
It's going down.
Yeah.
And I think, if Deion ultimately goes there, I think, like you said, I think they will win. But I think at this point,
And he's going to have his son come there.
I think at this point, man, Jerry Jones like, look, man, take this. He might not say it, publicly, but he's getting up there in the years, and he said...
82 years old.
Right. He said that you could not imagine the check that you would write for a Super Bowl. And Deion said you look good, you play good, they pay good. Yeah. So I think it's a good fit.
Now, did with Dre, my man, $100,000.
That's right.
Dre say they just looking to sell out the stadium, and it's a money thing with them. I don't think so. He's saying the brand sell itself. But that brand sold itself because of all the Super Bowls they have been to.
Right. Well, I mean, it's a
Dallas. Any game, electronic football game, it was Dallas and Pittsburgh.
That's right. That's right. Well, I mean, it's kind of like Dallas and Detroit are really similar in that effect. Mm-hmm. Because the Lions still sold out when we weren't winning.
But that's what William Clay Ford only wanted.
Right. Well, that's my point. I mean, it's like, okay, but now Dallas, they want to win a Super Bowl. They got plenty of money.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of like...
He bought the Super Bowl team in '95.
Oh, no doubt.
He had the best line in...
That's right.
In NFL history.
Right, but it was the problem down there is just the leadership, and I think Deion he'll be able to, if he gets that job, he'll be able to lead them void of Jerry's ear, and I think Jerry will give him the leeway.
I'm going to have to bring Dre back up now. Dre would have said he want to be looking at them people things.
Oh, man.
That's what Dre say. That's where they at now. He on a whole different path, trajectory. He say he want to see what's hanging, baby, and how it's hanging. You know what I'm saying?
It is what it is, man. I'm not going to put no words or take no words out his mouth.
Right.
He said what he said. Okay, you got Victorious Miller is a sleeper freshman, son of Silk the Shocker. He goes to LSU, 6'5" kid, shooting guard, point guard. Apparently he can play really good.
He's good. I seen clips of him, man.
Yeah.
He off the chain.
Yeah, I think, he'll be a good, hey man, it's a good fit. The kid's been playing basketball a while. We'll just see, how it adds up in the win-loss column.
He got some ears on him, though, man.
Yeah, he kind of look like his dad.
Look at them ears, though.
Yeah, he got those.
Yeah, man. Hey, I think, the whole family is tall, man. You know what I'm saying? Master P, Silk the Shocker,
Right.
C Murder, all of them
of
tall.
them, yeah.
So Master P even had a little stint that he was playing for Charlotte.
Yeah, he did play for Charlotte.
Yeah.
So it's in the family.
It's in their blood.
And he's somewhat of a legacy kid. His uncle played in the NBA, and I believe he'll find his way there. Maybe, you never know. Because when you look at the NBA, there's a lot of kids out there that can play.
Yeah.
But if you're a legacy kid, if your uncle played, you're gonna get a closer look.
But they wouldn't let Master P play just on the strength, they say, because he was a gangster rapper.
Well, they gotta protect their brand. You would take somebody, even if Master P was probably a better athlete.
He was good. Master P was good.
Okay, he's good, but he's a gangster rapper. You have a guy that's just a little bit less talented. You're gonna probably take that guy over Master P, because you don't want the image of the brand tarnished.
Because Master P wasn't coming to try to play just to make some money, because he already had the money.
Right, and that's part of the reason why he, maybe it's part of the reason why they just kind of like, okay, we just moved on from you because we don't want no shootouts.
That thug image.
That thug image.
Yeah.
It's just like Gardner. Remember last year we was talking about the blue mask? And man, get out of here with that, man. We don't know nobody. They shipped him out to Philadelphia.
Yeah, that's where he came from.
Oh, well, that's where he went back to.
That's right.
Don't nobody
That's
around
right.
here want that type of imagery
on
their team.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, I think he might make it. He might make it in though. He'll probably have a better chance now that he's not a gangster rapper. Right?
But he got big dollars though.
Hey.
Master P was one of the smartest rappers that ever came out.
Oh yeah,
He came out with his own label and put all these acts on his label, and he got all the benefits.
That's right. And he's from Louisiana.
The L, baby.
The L, baby. It is what it is.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, Gervonta Davis sparked a controversy by criticizing Tarki Al-Ashik Ring magazine and attendees of the recent awards event in London, claiming the guest list excluded fighters. Davis proudly declared, "I sell where I'm from, America," while calling out others for traveling to Saudi for big paydays. He accused Alex of being bad for boxing and took shots at those he felt were eating. With his next fight against Lamont Roach Jr. set for March 1st at Barclays Center, Davis remains a polarizing figure in the sport. What's your take on the fiery remarks?
Well, it really all boils down to money. And I understand as a prideful American, you sell tickets where you're from. I get that. But they're both out here, going for the same thing. And that's the money.
But that's like, he's trying to set up a fight with Joshua and Joshua and Deontay Wilder. Don't nobody really want to see them fight.
Who wants to see that?
But that's the kind of stuff he's doing and paying them big paydays.
Well, yeah, it's the American way. Capitalism means mental. How do you capitalize, right? How do you think? Mm-hmm. And if you can put those two guys in the ring and make money off of it, that's what it's all about, right?
But you got to travel to Saudi Arabia.
Okay, well,
fight.
How much they talking?
Oh,
they always got to.
You already know. this dude, he's almost a trillionaire.
Right. Well, I mean, you know,
family from passed down the family.
Davis just really need to focus in on his pockets and what he's getting, and let these other people go ahead and do what they're gonna do. You don't know what Joshua and Devontae got going on financially. Maybe they need that money. Or maybe they just want it.
I think he wasn't invited to that special guest list.
Well, obviously that's what it was. I mean, that's how you read between the lines. That's how you read between the lines, you know?
Yeah. And I think, you know, that, you know, he had, you know, I mean, don't get me wrong. Javonte, he's going to make his payday here.
Right.
He will make it. Everybody else probably has to go out of state to be, you know, out of the states to make a big payday.
I think you hit the nail on the head. He probably he maybe even offered Davis to come over there and fight.
Yeah.
And they couldn't get it right, the numbers right or whatever, and then he was like, forget you, and you know, then it turned into a little bad blood, you know?
Yep. Got something here, man. On Greg Popovich. It says, Hot Topic, Sports One. It has been revealed that Spurs head coach Greg Popovich suffered a mild stroke on November 2nd and is expected to make a full recovery. His timeline to return is not yet known. Let's keep prayers up for Pop.
Yeah,
definitely. Pop. One of the greatest coaches.
Yeah, one of the greatest coaches in NBA history.
Yes,
man.
sir.
Definitely.
Yes, sir. Thanks a lot, Paul.
Oh, that's right.
Salute, baby.
So what do y'all think about Ohio State Notre Dame game?
Oh, man, bro. Notre Dame came out and played like Pop Warner out there, man. I don't understand it. They played so well through the season, and they get there, and it was a bust.
Well, okay. So remember when Ohio State lost to Michigan?
Yeah.
And I said, well, this don't have anything to do with Ryan Day anymore. This is about these players.
Right.
And ever since that point, then they marched down everybody, right?
Yeah.
They marched down everybody. And one of, I think, the key components that everyone's really overlooking with the Ohio State team is they're players. They're players that, when we talk about faith in God, with Jaden Daniels having faith in God, their players have faith in God. On campus, their players were baptizing people and bringing them to God. They literally were. So not to say that, okay, because they did these things, they won that game.
Right.
But they ingratiated themselves with God even more by bringing more people into the kingdom. And,
right. But now, this had to be like October, right before the election. Also in Columbus, Ohio, you had this neo-Nazis marching through a small little town that you probably have nothing but elderly people there, you know, ain't gonna give them no fuss or no ruckus, you know, but you had the brothers saying, come to the hood, later on tonight, come on back out. You know what I'm saying? You know, but you don't hear about stuff like this, but now say the Black Panthers, the new Black Panthers that they have, come out. Anytime they came out, you had police and force, you had all that, but you don't have nobody on it. And then you got these guys covering their face. Why are you covering your face? You believe in what you believe in.
Yeah. And
that's how you should be.
Well, I mean, you know, first of all, they're always looking for members, right?
Yeah.
When you just look at it from a membership standpoint, whether it's right or wrong, you know, this is America, and anybody can march anywhere, anytime, based on what they want. But it would not be conducive to their cause to walk through the hood. They're not going to get any members, right? All they're going to find, they're going to find confrontation, right? And that's not what they're looking for, you know. It's just kind of be like.
you got to think though, man. These guys that's doing this march, these executives, they could be FBI agents, they could be the police, they could be the fire department, and I believe those be the ones. You know, and a lot of them, you know, nerds.
Well, you know, hey man, they have their agenda and they doing what they do. You know, it's just one of those things, man. This is just the world we live in. You know, you gotta, you know, and just live your life the best way you can and steer clear of anything that's, you know, contrary to your own personal peace. You gotta live your life.
Right.
You know, what brings you peace. You know, you don't want to get involved in that type of stuff because
Coleman Young was the most peacefulest man I know. And he told him, come on down and march downtown. This is in the 80s.
Well, you know, I have a lot of respect, much love for Coleman Young.
Ain't no doubt.
Regardless of his political beliefs, because when we won a state championship, my senior year at DePores, he came it's on YouTube. He came to DePores and he talked to us, and his program was called Moving Detroit Forward.
I remember that.
And so part of the reason why I do what I do now, I'm a mechanic for the city. And you know, that was my personal choice. I chose to do that because, and I have a degree in transportation. Right. So he made an impression upon me, you know, that day. He and I had conversation about Detroit and what, you know, my purpose was with this city. So that being said, I mean, yeah, Coleman Young, man, I have a lot of respect for him, a lot of respect for the guy.
Hey, let me ask you something. After I got kicked out, what did y'all used to have these, you know, like, 'cause I know everything used to be done at the Sacred Heart Seminary when I was there. What did y'all used to have, like, you know, stuff like that? Yeah.
Well, so at seminary, I mean, you know, I learned a lot in that seminary, man. I learned
I learned how to shoot dice over there.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
And then you remember we used to peek through the locker room?
Yeah. Y'all used you know, coming from Louisiana, man, I just fell back and just observed it all. So I'm like, man, this is a wonderful place to be. Because I learned a lot over there, man. We learned a lot. We used to work out over there.
Yeah. We had the weight room, the basketball court.
All that stuff, man. It was great over there.
But I'm saying, when y'all moved to the new DePores, what did y'all have, y'all assemblies and stuff like that?
Well, so we had a basement down there. I remember
the old Mercury Theater, right?
No, in the new school. In the new school,
the school set on where the old Mercury Theater was.
No, the new school was at 6 Mile and Schaefer.
Where the old Mercury Theater was.
The old Mercury Theater. Oh yeah. Well, what was the one right there on Grand River in Southfield?
That was the
Northwest. Yeah, the Mercury Theater. Right. Yeah, right there. We didn't go in there though. We were mostly just down in the basement. Like when the playoffs came, Tom had us down in the basement. We would watch film. We'd be down there and just, you know, fellowship. Most, you know, at DePores, man, he was huge on visualization techniques. You remember on the bus? Couldn't say nothing, focus in on what it is that you got to do, see yourself making plays. You know, we had a lot of purpose-driven, you know, activities back then. We have a lot of them now.
You remember, what was that, our freshman year? We played Country Day. It was raining that day. We had that old bus.
I remember that. Man, that was incredible, man. That was incredible. That was incredible,
Lord Taylor's son played for him. Played for Country Day.
Yeah. Country Day is an excellent program, man. They are. Still to this day.
Yeah.
You know, Weber went out there, right? Weber went out there. They had a lot of great people to go out there to that school, man. A great school.
We lost that game, too.
Remember that? That was, man,
rainy, icky, cold day.
Cold, rainy. You remember what they did though? They had on white jerseys, and then they went in at halftime. They changed these jerseys.
Yeah.
They was like, they came out something new on us though. That was something else.
That's money.
Hey man,
money over there.
They felt like they had to come out with a change, and they did. They won that game. That was the only game I ever got kicked out of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we played in the Prep Bowl.
Yeah.
You played more than I played because I only got out there one time. But we just had it. We had the team that was so scandalous that we had. didn't allow us to get out there as freshmen. I mean, we had done well by being freshmen on varsity.
On varsity. Right, but see, that's what the Lions need to take a cue from. You take a look at Michigan in their national championship run, they played just like we played at DePaul.
Yeah.
Just run the ball, make them stop it.
That's
the same thing. So the Lions, they had the big dogs go out there, they get the lead, they threw us in there and let us get the scraps.
Yeah.
Go in there, and then we played against some of the starters because they were still trying to score.
Allen Jefferson.
Yep, at De La Salle.
Yes, sir.
All those things, man. Those experiences, man.
I tackled Allen Jefferson too.
Yeah, Allen Jefferson was fast, man. He was
And
strong.
he was big.
Yeah, he was big and strong. He went to U of M.
Yep. That's all today, folks. We're going to wrap it on up. You know, thanks for coming out. Thanks for being with us. And always, if it's in the hood, it's coming from us. Franciscus Mills,
Dolomite,
and Dre Hardy, and Pone, baby. Salute.
Straight up.
Peace.
Pardon the interruption, man, this ain't the first take. We ain't drink champs, so no nightcaps in the first place. Keep your bar stoop, Dre and Dolly up and at 'em, this ain't the odd couple. But on the double, they get at 'em from the hood. Call your own files, but only if you bleeding. Climbing chimneys for all the smoke. This coming